Close your ears to the sound of the guns, and Damascus looks almost normal. The regime controls the heart of the city, which is battered and expensive, but still functions. Go to the edge of the suburbs that ring the city centre, and the spell breaks. A few hundred yards down this road are the armed rebels, who control big tracts of greater Damascus. Right now, the rebels don't have the strength to break out of the suburbs. The regime has concentrated soldiers, guns and tanks, which we could hear and see, but not film. They pour heavy fire into rebel-held areas. The war in this country is more than just a Syrian matter because of the way that it's exporting trouble elsewhere in the Middle East. The world's big powers can't agree and really don't know how to stop the fighting. Increasingly, they're funneling arms and other kinds of military supplies to their favored sides in the conflict. The outlook for the Syrian people is desperate. Fouad Huda, an 18-year-old schoolboy, was shot in the head by a sniper as he drove with his mother and sister into Damascus. They said the bullet came from a rebel-held suburb. Fouad's father is a retired officer and he's being treated in a military hospital. The family have been told Fouad will die. They support the regime and call the rebels terrorists. His mother, Thana, held Britain, France and America responsible.
I blame the big countries who are supporting the terrorists. We don't want to eat, we don't want to drink, we just want safety.
What should Britain, France, America do now?
They should fight terrorism. Stop supporting the terrorists.
Doctors say between 10 and 50 casualties, mainly government soldiers, arrive at the hospital wounded, dying or dead every day. On the rebel side, where there isn't the same level of medical care, the figures are worse. Syria is bleeding.
These 2 years were very hard. It is shocking.
Dr. Nasser Barakat, who worked in Britain's National Health Service for 10 years, fears Syria is bleeding to death. This level of casualties, what's it doing to the country?
Absolutely destroying the country and destroying everything in the country.
In the city centre, the top Damascus football team was getting ready for a big game. Sharif Shahade, one of the president's best-known supporters, runs the stadium. He said no leader could have got through the last 2 years without genuine support.
Yes, sometimes we can hear some sounds of explosions and shelling. We can finish this conflict in a year or two, but the Syrians have the will to destroy all those terrorists from Al-Qaeda and the Nusra Front.
He said the fact that football hasn't stopped is another sign of normal life here. But the way they were is just a memory for most people. Many Syrians are trapped between the rebels and the regime, trying to find a way to survive. Jeremy Bowen, BBC News.